Alright, quick post-build wrap-up on the State 4130 trail frame. Here's the rundown on what I liked and what I didn't. First, the good stuff. This thing turned into a very capable hardtail. The frame feels solid and sits right in that sweet spot of stiffness. Not so rigid that it beats you up, but stiff enough to feel planted when you push it a bit. It shines on flow trails with the occasional chunk and makes a great low-maintenance option for someone who likes to keep things simple. It could even serve as a decent bike-packing platform. I really appreciate the simplicity of the build. Nearly everything is externally routed, except the dropper cable housing, which makes maintenance and part swapping far less of a headache. 2 large water bottles easily fit in the main triangle, which is a big win on longer rides. The frame uses a UDH derailleur hanger and a 55mm chain line, so you can fit pretty much any modern drivetrain without running into any issues. The UDH setup also means the hanger is easier to replace if it ever takes a hit, since it isn't some proprietary part tied to a single brand. They also include a complete headset with a star nut, and a seat post clamp is also included with the frame. Now the bad. Let's talk money. The frame-only option is $495. That's not terribly bad on paper, but State Bicycles doesn't offer free shipping, and they add a tariff recovery fee, plus whatever your local sales tax is. My final cost ballooned to $612.39. For a so-called budget steel frame, that felt a bit steep. For a few $100s more, you could pick up a complete entry-level mountain bike from your local bike shop, which is really worth considering if you don't already have parts to complete the frame floating around like I did. There are a few design and finish issues worth calling out as well. First, the top tube angle didn't play nice with my setup. My brake levers would contact the top tube when spinning the bars around. I had to switch to a bar with more rise to avoid this. Next, the paint quality is pretty inconsistent. I found a rather large clear coat run, areas not fully sprayed, and overspray in places that forced me to face and chase the bottom bracket shell, brake mounts, and head tube to clean things up. This is annoying, especially when you expect a ready-to-build frame. Tire clearance claims also didn't hold up for me. The website says it fits 29 by 2.6 inch tires, and that was a major reason I picked the frame. In practice, I couldn't get that size to fit. I tried with different tires. Schwalbe Hans Dampf 29 by 2.6, which you saw in the build video, and later even a Maxxis Forecaster in 29 by 2.6, and each time it was a no-go. Okay, yes, technically those tires will fit, in a bike stand anyways. But here's the catch. There's almost no clearance left. Once you're out on the trails and hit a berm turn, for instance, and the frame flexes a bit, or you pack a little sticky dirt, it just rubs on the chainstays. Even a 2.4 Maxxis dissector is really close, so I ended up using 2.35 inch wide tires on 27 inner diameter rims to make it fit. This was pretty disappointing and honestly one of the biggest letdowns. There were also some weird handling errors. The frame shipped with a size large sticker on the box and on the frame, even though the frame I ordered was a size extra large and it also measured as an extra large. The L label on the box had simply been scratched out and XL handwritten over it. That was unprofessional and confusing. One more technical misstep was that the UDH hanger was greased when it shouldn't have been and wasn't torqued properly. When I tried to unscrew the through axle to check wheel fitment, the axle actually seized and got chewed up. State did reply quickly to my email after I raised the issue, which I appreciated, but I still had to get my own replacement axle. So who is this frame for? In my opinion, it's only worth considering if you already have a pile of parts sitting around which you can use, or if you plan to swap frames and reuse most components, or if you specifically want to try a steel frame. If you're starting from scratch, the extra cost and the finish issues should push you toward buying a complete bike from a bike shop instead. What do you all think? Keep it or sell it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.